The mental health of South African police officials is once again in the spotlight. Independent Policing Union of South Africa says poor decision-making by senior management is to blame for the high rate of police suicides. The union is calling for urgent intervention. For more on this, let's bring in Mpho Kwinika, General Secretary of IPUSA. Mpho, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. You know, we constantly report on some sort of intimate partner violence, but I must say the recent killing of Lebu by her police officer boyfriend has left the country shocked and brought back that whole conversation around officers' mental stability. Now, my biggest question is, upon appointment, are there mental competency assessments, if you will, that are conducted, or how exactly does one find themselves working within the police force? Because officers are exposed to more trauma than the average citizen.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yes, the police officers undergo psychometric tests, and their minds or mental health is checked upon, recruitment and up until they are accepted in the system. This continues even when they are under the employ of the system, because the police has a department called Employee Health and Wellness Program. In this, you find three different professions. One is the psychological section, two is social services, and the third one is chaplain services. This department plays an integral and very important role in making sure that mental health of the police officers is taken care of.
And then now with these three departments, I must be quick to say that in most companies they do have such mental and health wellness programs or divisions. Do they actually utilize this opportunity, or you're finding that most of them know it exists within the force but never actually go?
That is the biggest challenge we have for the past 30 years. We have been talking about this with the senior management of the police. That the Employee Health and Wellness Program, they need to detach the issue of the ranking system, because once you start putting the rank issue, police officials will become very reluctant to use the services that are provided by this profession. The other opportunity that is there, or an alternative to this, it will be for their general practitioners to refer them to private hospitals. But the Employee Health and Wellness Program is a very important and integral unit of the police. Why? Because it is the first department where it receives information about police officers who are having mental health problems. Remember, these issues are coming, there are the police battles with the mind of issues that comes from families, and they bring them along into the working environment. And when they are here, the Employee Health and Wellness Program should be able to pick up all the ills right here and be able to refer these employees or police officials to the relevant structure to deal with their mental health issues.
Just to take you back to that argument around ranking, can you just elaborate there? How does the ranking somehow have police officers not willing to go to the program?
Yeah, this is a command and control environment. If I'm a captain and I want to see a social worker, or I want to see a psychologist, and that psychologist who comes to me and introduces herself or himself as warrant officer or sergeant so-and-so, I will not be able to listen to that person because I'm a captain already. I expect someone who of the same rank as mine or even higher. And that is where the problem comes in. The other thing is the report which they write, these health professionals, when they hand it over to a station commander who is a brigadier or a rank above theirs, they normally do not listen to them or the recommendations they've made because they're junior to them. So the rank issue plays a very important role in really making police officers like to come to you or not like to come to you.
So could we perhaps see a situation where this whole program is outside of the force, where it needn't be police officers, particularly juniors in this instance? Is that what you're proposing as a union?
We are proposing, one, that they should detach the issues of ranking system, because these people are highly qualified people, and a rank of a sergeant warrant officer, it is something that is really playing, it is not fitting well into this profession. So if they employ them and then they utilize the civilian ranks, whatever rank, but besides the ranking of the police, that will work perfect. The other thing is to professionalize this department, not have it within the environment. Refer the police officers after they have undergone a certain assessment. But that assessment also should not be done by the police themselves, because police officers are, in most instances, the cause of the mental health issues of the police officers. They are the ones who put so much pressure on an environment which has got enough pressure on these police officers. You will agree with me that recently, just yesterday, I think a captain in KZN has committed suicide. So this thing is not in any way going to stop now. It may continue and continue and continue, but we want this to stop now. And we want to encourage our policemen and women to go out there and get those services from these people whom they trust. But if they feel that they cannot get this from their local environment or institutions, they must be referred out by their general practitioners to hospitals where they will get the best services.
You know, Mpho, I know we don't have a lot of time and we can't exhaust this matter, but in terms of those suicides, can we attribute them to working conditions that are very difficult and traumatic, or it's sometimes external issues? Like perhaps with the officer you speak of, with the incident of Lebu that we saw and the police officer attempting to take his own life. In that situation, could we really say it's the working environment within the force, or these are sometimes personal issues?
It's a combination of both. But remember, this department can cause members to carry stress with them, which they had from work to their home. When they arrive there, they have to deal with their home-related or family-related stresses. So it's a chain that goes back and forth. That is why when you join the police and armies, and I think this is happening throughout the world. If you go to the Canadians and Australians, I have got an experience, a first-hand experience of this kind of problem. And institutions such as this one functioning properly because they are outsourced. So the tension within the police is so bad to such an extent that when they go home with it, it becomes more, because that is the place where they should be utilizing to debrief, to get out of that environment. But if they don't find joy from home, they will then take it back to work. And the next minute, if not noticed, they snap up, then they decide to kill someone and kill themselves.
No, this is honestly very concerning, and hopefully we can find a lasting solution, because we cannot afford to lose more officers or even ordinary citizens at that, at the hands of police officers who are neglected mentally. Mr. Kwinika, thank you very much for your time. That's Mpho Kwinika, Secretary General of the Independent Policing Union of South Africa.